DJing for me is sharing feelings through sharing music, and yeah, this is a very personal or even intimate matter, and it requires a lot of mutual respect between the audience and the DJ. I mean, it really depends on the specific situation in the club and the artist playing before me. It really depends if I want to make a smooth transition or if I rather intend to make a delimiting statement and want to offer a message to the audience. It really depends on the situation. I'm not see myself as a marching person, whatever that could mean. I can have little sympathy for the army or whatever you would come to mind would immediately be connected to a march. But in general, I just like this contrast between something very physical, maybe march. Sometimes it got connected with like sounding Teutonic, maybe that is true. I like if the physical fundament of the music is very unhuman, like machine-like, no funk, just straight, minimalist, heavy beats. And this in contrast to a rather emotional and very musical content. So this is, for me, like just the best combination, I guess. I don't know how much of a direct influence it has, but certainly like reading about mythology. I mean, it obviously had an influence on the track titles or like the choice of like some titles. But in general, I think it doesn't really resonate like so much like in a direct way with it. But I think like more generally speaking, it just like any other reading topic, it just sparks the creativity in general and also keeps you going on the musical level of things. I think I listen to a quite wide range of all different kinds of music, and in general I would say like the more non-electronic music, if you can separate it like this, kind of outweighs a little bit the electronic music that I listen in clubs, because I just need this counterweight to the club environment. I prepare a lot. Usually I can always say the preparation takes much more time than playing the actual gig. That's even true for the long sets here at KHIDI. It's very important, especially since I'm playing digital with a sheer endless library and endless option, and at the same time a very weak memory for artist names and track titles. So I need a proper playlist having prepared. I always, in general, try to anticipate a little bit the situation. I look at the running order and the place, the venue where I'm playing. I try to get an idea, okay, how might the situation on that evening look like, and then I prepare playlist accordingly. I try to program a story, and sometimes I end up playing something completely different because I say, okay, the situation is totally not how I imagined it, and then I end up playing something completely different. But I kind of need that preparation and playlist as a guideline, like a safety net for me. I can have something like a starting point. I can take it from there and then improvise on it, so to speak. Toothbrush, book, earplugs. The trombone. I mean, in general, I think I have a preference for metallic instruments. I like baglamas, dulcimers, brass, horns. But I think the trombone, for me, is the most beautiful instrument, also the most versatile instrument to play because of the slide, and you can play a lot of unusual scales which you probably cannot play with an instrument like a trumpet. In power, we entrust the love advocated by that can dance forever. I couldn't really say that I have a favorite poem. I mean, I like lots of different stuff like Auden and Sexton, Dylan Thomas, but also German writers like Bertolt Brecht, Georg Trakl, lots of different things. Reading and running. The The most memorable performance ever would be obviously That Can Dance, and I would maybe choose the concert at the reunification tour 2005, which I saw at the Philharmonie in Munich with a big ensemble. Another completely different performance was one I saw by King Jude in a small club in Milan, which was like meant to be like an acoustic show, but ended up being more like stand-up comedian show. So he was telling like really inappropriate jokes and stories, and I didn't have the feeling that most of the audience, they maybe were a bit confused, but I had sore muscles the next day in my belly, so that was an incredible experience, very spontaneous and unusual. And certainly the first concert I've ever been was like a little festival of German punk rock bands at a reunification day in Germany. It was like German punk bands like Toxoplasma, Die Skeptiker and Slime, and they are still one of my favorite when it comes to punk rock. And yeah, I also like to, it's like almost a nice childhood memory. I don't really seek for music, but because there's already a lot of music like coming to me, and I basically just select whatever I also would like to play in my own sets, which is so far mostly dance floor oriented music, but the label is open like really to everything. So it's a bit difficult to answer because the answer seems so simple. In the first place, I have to like the music, obviously, and but I think when it comes to collaboration, I'm not really, maybe not the most social person, and that I get along with the actual people is like at least equally important as their music. So I would say like all the people I collaborated with, I would also consider them as friends. I don't want to generalize it too much or idolize it too much, but I think in general it's fair to say in general clubbing maybe more than any other social space has maybe like a unifying moment, like a unity that you probably can't find anywhere else. I think the music on a perfect evening can be unifying and transcendent, and can be sort of an escapism in a very positive way. It's maybe like an ideal place that doesn't have the limits that you find in daily life, may it be economy, politics, you name it. Whatever separates people from each other, you don't have that in an ideal club situation, and that is, I think that's a very important. I think I prefer smiling faces and closed eyes over hands up or mobiles up. I think I like the calm euphoria more than the madness. And yeah, I mean, in the end it's very simple again. I like to see happy people. I feel like the people happy by sharing what you love the most. It's a perfect situation. Tbilisi at the moment, and actually for a long time already, is like one of the most thriving spots for electronic music, and this is not only visible with like lots of great artists that come from the city. It's also the people, the dancers. Of course, like in any other city, the people like to party a lot, but I feel it goes beyond that. I feel that people here have a genuine interest in the music, and they're very hungry for the music, and in many regards it reminds me in a very positive way of when I started to get into the techno scene in the beginning of the movement. It really has this primordial vibe to it. Home, it's a very special, if not unique place, or what makes the place unique is I feel the center of the attention here is the music and nothing but the music, and especially now in a time where every kind of stuff matters but the music, this is very refreshing and inspiring and motivating.